Hello everybody, this is Jacob Tarna here from ChasingCinema.com. Today is Sunday, which means from now on that each week I'm going to bring you a movie of the week. Today we are going to be checking out Jennifer Kent's The Babadook. I'm not sure if you've heard me talk about this movie before, but it's pretty cool, isn't it? Last year, this movie made my top 5 films of the entire year. If I'm not mistaken, which, it's already been a long time, I've already kind of forgotten, but it was my number 5 in that list, possibly number 4. A great film from an Australian director. It is a horror film, and it tells a story. Oh, here, I'll read you the plot synopsis from IMDb. A single mother, plagued by the violent death of her husband, battles with her son's fear of a monster lurking in the house, but soon discovers a sinister presence all around her. Now, the most impressive thing here, besides the performance by Essie Davis, who one of the lead actresses is that this is actually Jennifer Kent's first directorial debut. It is the first thing that she's written and directed. She did have a small role in a few pictures, but nothing ever substantial. The reason why I want to talk about this movie is because a lot of people have been talking about horror movies. We have the upcoming Poltergeist film coming out this week. But there was something phenomenal about this movie. If you don't really remember what I said this is probably one of the greatest horror films to come out in a very long time, and probably one of my favorite horror films of all time, because the problem with horror films is that it's so easy to fall into a stereotype, and not only a stereotype, but fall in the repetition of horror films, where most horror films actually won't go out of their way to be a really good movie, but just worry about the scares and the stingers. Stingers meaning, the loud noise raise and then boom, the scare. This movie is actually a film first. It has characters that we're invested in, we care about, we understand their issues. Again, Essie Davis does a phenomenal job here in this movie. And it really tells a story about a woman kind of dealing with the grief of her husband. Actually, the movie's theme essentially is grief, and I won't get too much in detail because I don't want to spoil it for you, but for those of you who missed The Babadook, which I'm sure there are a lot, I highly recommend you go check out this movie. It is available on Amazon Prime right now. You can go buy the Blu-ray or the DVD. William Friedkin of The Exorcist said this: "I've never seen a more terrifying film than The Babadook. It will scare the hell out of you as it did me." That's from William Friedkin, the man who directed The Exorcist, which people call the scariest movie of all time. So the man that directed the scariest movie of all time said he's never seen anything more terrifying than this film. Stephen King, deeply disturbing and highly recommended. Wow. Obviously, this movie comes highly recommended by great horror fanatics. And most critics, if you actually look at most critics' reviews of last year, The Babadook was something that a lot of people loved. And again, I think the reason why I love this movie so much is because it is a movie first. It isn't so much worried about the scares. I wouldn't say it's the scariest movie you'll see. I will say that. Because the movie deals with more creepy elements. It's more spooky and creepy. But the fear really comes in with simplicity. Shadows, dark corners, things like that really seem very normal, are really do become very creepy in this movie. But I think personally what moves me so much is that there are characters we care about. It goes above and beyond to tell the story of this woman and her child. And I've heard a lot of talk about a horror film that came out this year as well called It Follows, which I've not seen yet, but I plan on really going out to see. But I've heard that these two horror films are some of the best scary movies to come out in a very long time. But since I can't speak on It Follows, this is definitely easily one of the best horror films I've ever seen in my entire life. Go check out The Babadook. A very, very fun movie. A very, very terrifying movie. It's a movie you definitely should watch in the dark, obviously, if you can, by yourself or with a loved one, and just kind of let it take over you. Really embrace everything that's happening. It's not your standard slasher flick. It's not a Exorcist movie. It's really a movie about these two people going through a really hard time in their life and realizing that there's something darker in the shadows. And that's going to be the movie of the week. So guys, if any of you have seen this movie or not seen this movie, please go check it out. You could see what I have to say about The Babadook on ChasingCinema.com. Go to ChasingCinema.com, hit that news button, and you're able to find this video and see what I've said about The Babadook in the past. Highly recommend it. The Blu-ray is awesome. I actually don't think it's that expensive either. I think this is $14.99. Go check it out. It's worth the buy, I promise. It is worth the blind buy. Let me know if you agree with me and what you think about the Babadook, and if I've recommended it to you and you went and see it. I hope that you share me with your experience down here in the comment section below. Make the conversation more interactive with me by following me and Chasing Cinema on all of our social media channels down here in the description box. And of course, show your support. If you're a fan of the Babadook, like and favorite this video, or if you're just a fan of me, whatever. But most importantly, above all, guys, please hit that subscribe button, because each day I'm constantly updating you guys up on the world of movie news. Today we're going to be talking about Dwayne Johnson and talking about his role in Furious 8. We're talking a little about Batman vs. Superman. Our podcast is out this week. This weekend we reviewed Mad Max, Pitch Perfect 2, all that and more. Video reviews, casting details, giveaways, all that and more available on the ChasingCinema.com YouTube channel. So make sure to hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for tuning into this video. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jacob Toronto, and please continue chasing cinema.